Alphonso Capone by Cheyanne, Denny. The purpose of the project is to remember the figures that influenced America and recognize their faults and their contributions. We need to value how they impacted and shaped the era we know. Why I chose Al. I chose Al Capone because he is highly controversial and was thought of as a ruthless gangster with only evil intentions. I was very intrigued with his lifestyle and how it shaped our world today, good and bad. Alfonso Gabriel Capone, born on the 17th of January, 1899, to Gabriel and Teresa Capone, immigrants from Naples. Al was the fourth of 9 children. Al attended a Catholic school and achieved good grades until the age of 14, when he hit a schoolteacher and dropped out. After working a series of odd jobs, Al began associating with smaller street gangs and soon graduated to larger, well-known gangs such as the Brooklyn Rippers and the Five Points Gang. Nobody was ever killed except outlaws, and the community is better off without them. Al Capone. Life as a gangster. After working a series of odd jobs, Al began associating with smaller street gangs and soon graduated to larger, well-known gangs such as the Brooklyn Rippers and the Five Points Gang. Capone also became a member of the James Street Boys gang, where he met his lifelong friend Johnny Torrio. After befriending Torrio, Capone is introduced to gangster Francesco Aioli, more commonly known as Frankio. Capone is offered a job as a bouncer, and Capone also managed the brothel, the Harvard Inn, owned by Yale. Capone received his well-known name Scarface after getting into an altercation at the Harvard Inn with another gang member over a comment Al had made to the gang member's sister over her posterior. Great demise. Al Capone's great demise came when his house was raided by Agent Ness and his men known as the Untouchables. They broke into Al's safe, finding not only cash but many of his ledgers, where he kept record of all of his illegal dealings. Subsequently, following the raid, federal grand jury indicted Capone on multiple counts of tax evasion and many violations against the Volstead Act. Capone was sentenced to 11 years in jail. Capone served 4, almost 5 years at Alcatraz. Capone's syphilis was beginning to really affect his brain, and he was relocated to Terminal Island Prison in California before he was released due to having the mental capacity of a 12-year-old due to the syphilis being left untreated. Al Capone and His American Boys by Georgette Winkler and William J. Helmer. I chose this book because it is written by Georgette Winkler and William J. Helmer. Georgette Winkler was married to Gus Winkler. Gus Winkler was a mobster who worked alongside Al Capone and partook in the various mob activities and crime associated with Al. American Boys shows the inside point of view from a mob wife's perspective and gives you insight to the dealings of the mob and what their wives had to entail being married to criminals. Family life. Capone and May Coughlin of Brooklyn had a son named Albert Francis Sonny Capone. 3 weeks before their wedding, which took place in Brooklyn. Al had contracted syphilis after working as a bouncer at the Harvard Inn. The syphilis was passed to May and then her offspring, including Albert Francis, which caused May to have many stillbirths and miscarriages. Albert was the only child of Al and May Capone, and Capone's only offspring.